So we're here today. This is my music rehearsal studio. I'm a musician as a hobby. Play guitar, keyboard, sing, and been in music my entire life since I'm 5 years old. And so we have here a practice studio. We're not in a clinical office settings. We like to have fun. We have guitars, we make guitars, we have drums, piano, as you can see here. And so, what's true in music is true in life. We try to get everything in tune. If a band sounds good together, it's got to be in tune, right? So the Summer Sobriety metaphor is we're trying to tune up your life. We're trying to keep you in tune, keep everybody coordinated, marching along to the same beat, doing the same thing for a positive outcome at the end.
Yes, no, and I love that. And that is exactly what we're doing. We also love music around here, so.
Right.
Doesn't hurt.
So, we're trying to keep it, music is a vehicle to take you places where you otherwise wouldn't go. And so this is our long salute. This was going to make us different than the next people because we understand the theory of music and everybody can sing and everybody can play and music is around the world. So Sommer Sobriety might be the program for you. Give us a call.
This is Ethan Sommer with the NextGen Sobriety podcast. I am here talking to Jim Scott today, the founder of the Sommer Sobriety program. How you doing today, Jim?
Oh, pretty good.
Good stuff. Now, Jim actually has his background in aerospace engineering, quite a step away from what we're used to here at NextGen Sobriety. So, Jim, why don't you talk a little bit about what got you into this industry?
Thanks, Ethan. First, I met Neil Sommer about 20 years ago, and he's working on this program that it's refining the start of what he's doing today. And I thought that I could do, I was really intrigued with the success of his program, how it made the world a better place. So what I was trying to do is my background, it comes out of aerospace. And I'm a plumber. I'm a space plumber who makes things for rockets and satellites. And it's part of a family business that we run for 50 years. Since I'm a kid, my father invented a product for the space program in the late 1950s. And it's a critical application that you need to make any kind of rocket or satellite or airplanes, these submarines. And so we take pride into making products that do not fail and never wear out because it's very critical that it works 100% of the time. So I have a lot of experience in tens of millions of applications of making critical application products and all the processes that are required to get that done. Looking at Neil's program and some of the systems, I thought that it could be value added in terms of putting the system together to make it a better scalable program.
Very interesting. So basically you're supplying parts to, like aircrafts, spacecrafts and things along those lines where you have very little margin of error. That's what I'm hearing. I mean, obviously, if anything goes wrong on any of these devices, there could be catastrophic results.
Lives are in the balance. You can't make a service call on a satellite. So we have these systems put in place, and it's processes, with quality certifications. And so of doing it right 100% of the time. So I have my personal motivation is I've known a lot of my friends, have been affected by drugs and substance abuse. And here I'm the old gray hair guy now. And so this is my value added payback, system to make, because Neil also is a crusader. And so I'm taking his system and applying my skill set. I have a degree in econometrics, which is I'm a systems architect.
Oh, very cool.
In addition to being somewhat of an engineer, we've made products from NASA. It's been to Mars and Moon, that kind of thing. But so a lot of pride points. So we've been working on it 3 to 4 years to make it. We've run it through the test lab.
Yes.
And I'm not going to take it to market until I feel that it's not going to be 100%. And so like any laboratory experiment, we put it together a system and we test it out. If it doesn't work, we start over, clean slate. And so we have the two bases of the idea is to make a program that we can document all the stuff in the summer program.
Yes.
and put it online so that it can get to all the responsible parties. So at the end of the day, we have a record, an objective digital record of everything that was done and the assignment of the instructions we were given. So before we started this sobriety program, we'll know if it's a 6-month program, the daily work instructions, the weekly work instructions, the monthly, and the 6 months. We put it on a big spreadsheet and we check the boxes and we know what we're going to do, then we do it, and we have a record of what we've done.
Yes, very cool.
Yes.
I mean, and I like something you said. I mean, as far as even with the aerospace engineer and the products you sell, lives are in the balance, because lives are in the balance within the drug and alcohol, industry as well, within the rehabilitation industry. It's a very difficult process, and it changes lives. I mean, for the better and for the worse, unfortunately. But
so, in the end, it's the patient or the person. You don't cure the disease of alcoholism or in sobriety or drug abuse. You just manage it, right? And so we're building a framework for testing to assist them in their quest to improve that their sobriety over a period of time. It's going to be the Scram bracelet. Yeah. It's going to be the PharmChem sweat patch, which are court-proven methods to do the biologic monitoring that we can prove to a third party that your sobriety. Then we have the counseling, the group counseling, the anonymous, whether it's NA, AA, whatever they do, the anonymous portion. And then we followed up with some metrics through we developed a SUD scale, which is a survey that we check in every day and say, how you doing this morning? How's your day going so far? And what's your plan for tomorrow? And we have a 1 through 10 scale. Mm-hmm. And based upon that, we can check in and we let them know that we care and we want feedback. Mm-hmm. And whatever problem they have, we can get the right person and get them the right help.
Gotcha. No, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, and having to do with the SUD scale and the daily survey, it helps give, I know you mentioned metrics, it helps give objective metrics as to how clients are doing as they progress through the program and as they progress through treatment and everything along those lines, kind of coming back to creating the systems and putting in place, again, observable and objective metrics that we can put down on paper and we can show to anybody and everybody at any given time.
Well, and it's not enough that we need to know that it works. If it doesn't work, then we shouldn't be doing it. But if it does work, we end up with data, right? And demographics and data. And then if we have enough of it, we have statistically significant data, which if you do a large program, the idea is that I would like to do eventually 1,000 people, right? You need this is built to be thousands, 10,000 people, and it's a standard. I have experience developing national standards for products at an aerospace level and have all those systems. And I applied all those systems to the Sommer sobriety system so that we can have our own quality manuals and auditable trail for everything that we do. And it'll all be digital. And at the end of the day, we'll put it on a thumb drive and give it to the judge, the attorney, the doctor, the principal, the parent, or the client. And they'll have a proof that they did what they said they were going to do when they were supposed to do it.
That's very cool. Yeah, so I mean, you'll have the thumb drive. You'll have everything, from every component of the program. Like you were saying, just everything is measured from the groups to the testing to the individual sessions, and it's measured, it's tracked, it's put away onto an easily accessible, obviously HIPAA compliant and secure, thumb drive or anything along those lines, but an easily accessible for the client or for whoever is involved with that client's recovery so that they can go back and look at it and see like, oh, this week you did amazing, or you did amazing throughout the course of the program, or whatever it is, look at the progress you made. These are all the treatment goals that you were able to accomplish throughout progressing in this program. These are all the personal, social, public goals or, metrics you were able to meet because of this program, or throughout the course of the program, because of your participation and what you were willing to do. And you can turn around and you can essentially look at it or show it or demonstrate to anybody you are willing to demonstrate it to. I did this, I accomplished this, and here is proof, evidence that I did exactly that.
Right. And so I'm not an attorney, but the principles are the same. We're trying to get court grade evidence that we can show them, because the question is, how do you know? How can you prove it? What are your records? How do we know that he did that? Well, we can prove it, because it's beyond my skill set, but there's bodies of law for court grade evidence, Kelly Fry and Dober for what's admissible is this. And so we're trying to achieve a level where I thought from before the systems were breaking down because he didn't have sufficient quality controls and tracking of the digital evidence.
Yeah.
So imagine a world where your average probation officer has over 200 clients.
This world.
Nationwide. And so that's a daunting task. Now, if we can digitize that, so all the information, and they're checking in every day, that instead of tracking down 200 people, maybe he's tracking down 10, and he can focus the information, his time, which is valuable, on people that need attention, because maybe 95% of people are marching along doing what they're supposed to do. And we don't lose track of people. And it'll just be more efficient and a cost-effective use of public money, resources, and people's time in the end.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, kind of what I'm hearing is, in theory and in practice through this, is we're going to be able to supply, say, the probation officer with information on whichever clients we're involved with, basically letting him know very quickly, easily, and efficiently that this client is doing well. You don't have to worry about this client. He is doing it. He's doing a good job. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He is following probation. And it frees up that officer's time to focus on that low percentage of clients that are a real problem. I think it's the 80-20 rule of thumb. 80% of your work is from 20% of the clients or problems, and whichever industry you want to apply it to. But that's kind of what I'm hearing from a goal set standpoint for the program.